Good, whatever it is. I'm Antalous. Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival. So, Empyrion Galactic Survival is yet another sandbox space survival game. It's similar to Space Engineers. I really enjoy it. It has a lot of things that Space Engineers doesn't. For starters, it has prefab structures as well as custom structures. So, like, for example, one of the first things you can build is a motorcycle. And it's just from a kit. It's pretty easy to produce as well. They make it really easy so you can go out and just get started with, some basic stuff and then build up from there. And I really like that option. It also seems to be a lot more stable. The graphics, on the other hand, are a bit lacking compared to a lot of other games. But frankly, that actually doesn't really bother me because it's got really good gameplay. From what I've seen, it has a lot of NPCs, both animal types that have various behaviors. It's not like Space Engineers. There are animals that just kind of exist and they'll roam around. Some will fight back, some won't. Some are aggressive and will hunt you down in the first place. And I believe there are even NPC characters that you can interact with, but I've never actually run into one. I haven't played this for too long. I like getting just a little bit of a feel for a game before I record it. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So, interesting. I can't change the game mode. Oh, because of the scenario. So I want to show you a few different possible scenarios. So we're not going to do the tutorial. I've already done that. It's a decent tutorial. I like it. And then you have the default, which is just you start an escape pod, crash land, and you kind of do whatever. The next scenario is Dawn of the Galaxy, in which basically Dawn of the Galaxy is you're the last person alive on the planet. But you seem to be fabulously rich as you live in a massive house and have a ton of resources. I played that for a little bit. I don't think it's quite as interesting given you start with so much, but it's a good option as well. Then there's the multiplayer scenario. It is what it is. Invaders versus defenders. You kind of get a few things to start out with, and yeah, you just fight from there. So, and then Shadow of the Starlight is a new one that I've never seen. So, it's a desolate, isolated planet, rich in ore deposits, not breathable. Okay. And so, basically you're going to invade this planet, which is a cool idea, I think. Interesting that I can't change the mode. That's honestly okay. I want to do survival anyways. I don't know what I did to make it just that way, but on previous attempts to record, I was able to change it back and forth, randomize the seed. Oh, and now I can change it. Maybe it just had to do with my game mode. Yep, that looks like that was probably what it was. And so we're just going to start. I'm not going to do any PvP. I don't plan on bringing anyone else to this, although several of my friends have this game. And maybe, you know what, maybe they'll join me later. It's an interesting game, but it's honestly a game I'm still very much learning. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And you can see my actual load times too. I also like some of their loading hints. So not all creatures are hostile. So, as you can see, there are space dinosaurs in this game, and some of them are just around, and some are aggressive, and some don't do anything until you attack them first. We can kind of steer where we're going. I think I want to try to land by this silicon deposit. Is there anything else here? See real quick. Iron, cobalt, silicon. Oh, we're getting pretty close to the ground. We're gonna actually dive a little bit steeper. But I want to land kind of like right here by this beach, as I've seen that that's actually a decent way to get resources. And yes, that is actually liquid water, which I love so much. Also, I think I'm gonna adjust the sound. But also some alien creatures. I know for a fact those aren't inherently hostile. Are not inherently hostile. So let's go ahead and sound issue fixed real quick. And how's that? That looks to be much better. We're going to go ahead and access our escape pod. Medkit, rations, and O2. And we've got a couple things to get started. You press tab to access your inventory. First is going to be my gun, then my drill, and my chainsaw. So the suit does have customization options. I'm not so sure about what I chose, if it's something I'm really happy with or not. But that's kind of what I ended with after playing around for a little while. I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of this. And again, hints are activated. That is good, because honestly I still probably need them. So we keep a marker on that. That will disappear after a little while. Looking at escape pod. Very beaten up. I wish it kind of gave you a little bit more as to what's going on. Like, were you just ejected off of the ship for no reason, or what? Was there some crazy battle? So silicon we have right here. I'm gonna actually just go ahead and start setting up shop right here. Let me show you a couple things as well. So you can pick up plants. In the bottom left you'll see our status bars. So the top is health, food, stamina, and oxygen. And so things like this right here these are just called corn dogs, and you eat them. They're food. Let's go ahead and grab some of that silicon. Come in at a slight angle. Gonna refill that first and go ahead and just start drilling. So their system in this for getting resources is interesting. You just dig and one will randomly pop out. There we go, silicon ore. We're not going to grab too much of it. I don't think we need a whole ton. And crushed stone, I think we will need some as well. So you can see each one has a certain limit, and it's not too hard to be aware of what you get. Then turn on my lights. Press L, in case anyone was wondering. So most of the controls in this seem pretty straightforward, pretty simple and easy to understand. And I like all the different options that there are. So you can back up your save right there. It should save automatically actually every time you exit, which is something I honestly have mixed feelings about. It's nice as far as the realism aspect, but it's kind of frustrating if you're building something and everything goes horribly wrong. But I haven't actually encountered any issues other than those that were caused by my lack of experience, like, say, attacking dinosaurs that attack back for food, or discovering I could harvest plants. Okay, and then we're going to press J to activate our jetpack. We have very limited fuel. It's just meant for quick jumping. And let's run over to this iron. So the forest here is actually something I'm generally going to avoid. That is where most of my deaths have occurred. Just reloaded just to be safe. Grab some of the plants too. Although there are a few things, if I see, I will run in there just to show you. Things. Corn. Level 3 reached. Oh, I will have to show you that in just a moment. Also, the personal drone, I played around with it a little bit. I like the idea. It's basically that you don't have to fly forever to construct things. And it makes construction a lot easier without giving you any sort of cheaty advantage. Let's just keep going to that iron. Oh. Run over here. I'm holding shift to sprint right now too. Copper. Yes, we're gonna need that as well. It's on the other side of the lake though. So we'll keep heading towards this iron, grabbing a few things on our way. And hopefully we discover a point of interest soon, because those are actually one of the things I think makes the game really cool. Go ahead and empty our hands, and we're gonna just swim across this lake. Oh. Like I'm tired or something. So you can also dive underneath the water. Pretty dark under here. I'm gonna stay on the surface. I like those options though. I like do different things. Also, go third person so I can just show you what I look like. Swim for a moment. And not too far from this iron deposit. It might maybe still be in the water. I don't think so. I think it's on the other side. Oh. And I can swim faster by holding shift as well too. Oh, totally forgot about that. Okay. Silicon, copper, promethium. Where's that iron deposit? Yeah, I'm standing right on top of it. They're really smart right about now. So promethium is used for fuel in this game. We don't need too much of it to start out with, but we will need some. We'll need a lot of different resources. So if you can see in the bottom right, this one uses biofuel. And go crush stone. Go more crush stone. How far? I think this is where it changes to iron. Yes, there we go. Lights back on again because it's dark down here for some strange reason. Like I'm in a hole. Let's grab some, and we're gonna fly out of this. You can't dig too deep because your jetpack doesn't really get you all that far. Let's go ahead and set this down. This is the survival constructor. Those are raptors. We're actually gonna put the gun away because these are one of the dinosaurs that are not hostile until you attack them. If I shot one of them, I would be very dead. They hunt in packs as well. So all these raptors here would immediately attack me and make me very much not alive. I'm gonna go ahead and put this stuff in. Make iron, silicon, and go ahead and toggle this on. Okay. And so this is our goal of what we want to do right here, the motorbike construction kit. We need a motor, pipes, cables, electronics, and steel plates. So cables we'll need copper for, and let's see, was motor, pipes, cable. Find this. Cables we don't have. Electronics we don't have the copper for. Pipes we need 2 steel plates. I can find. I'll make some rock dust just because. So I can find. I should probably also explain this as well. So you can turn raw resources into more advanced things, like you cook food here even. I think is a really cool idea. You also get new things here. You can research and get more things. So biofuel will need seaweed. It's actually pretty good to be by the lake for that reason. Base starter is an interesting thing. Vent. Oh, steel plates, that was one of the things we need. So we need 5 iron ingots. Oh, no, stop, wait! Oh well. I'm sure we'll need those. Motors. Metal components. We need cobalt for. Cables. Electronics. Maybe I'm completely wrong. No, yeah, I'm completely wrong. Pipes. Okay, so we've got a few of the things we need. We definitely need copper. Or copper? Cobalt. So that's our goal of what to discover. We'll also want to make sure that we get fuel, but I like that this doesn't really need anything else. I mean, after playing Space Engineers, it seems a little bit cheaty to me, but it's a nice option to be like, yeah, I can go out with pretty much nothing and get whatever I need to survive. We've discovered promethium. We'll actually pick this up, and it will drop the resources. Oops. Okay, so we'll have that, and silicon, copper is over that way. We're gonna head in this direction and see what else we can find. So just a moment, I gotta take care of something. Okay, sorry about that. It probably jumped there too because of how I have to do this recording. My neighbor came over. I thought that was my wife, so I thought she locked herself out. But no big deal. Okay, so we're gonna head towards the copper. I want to stay on the water's surface. Why am I... There we go. Don't want to sink. Because when you go down, you use your oxygen. When you're on the surface, you don't seem to. Although my helmet is on, so maybe I'm using it. I need to look up how to remove my helmet again. Make a little bit faster progress, because honestly, 300 meters is far away. This is one of the reasons why I'm really excited to build that motorcycle. It is definitely my top priority. Motorcycle, then shelter. I know the basics of survival. Going. So the start of a lot of these games is like this. It's kind of grindy for a little bit, but it's understandable, and it's not like Space Engineers where you kind of have to start with something, and so you get to avoid a lot of this beginning grind. Oh good, Cobalt's in the same direction. Also, if I could get some seaweed while I'm here, that would be helpful. Let's actually check while we're in the area of the lake, because we will be leaving it. Huh. This is just grass, not seaweed. Though I don't know what... That is seaweed. Okay. We got some. I don't think we got enough to really do anything. Ah, I spoke too soon. There's all the seaweed here. Good, good. We get on biofuel to run our tools for a little while. Which is another one of the things I like, is just... I feel like they put a lot more thought into, like, how does this work? In Space Engineers, everything is energy. It's the same sort of energy, which is fine, but some self-powered tools or battery packs or something would be nice. I'm gonna have to surface in just a moment. I want to collect this while I'm in the area. Man, there's a lot out here. Go ahead and surface. Okay, so back to heading out here. How much did I get? 24 seaweed. Okay. Pretty good. We can make fuel or sushi. I'm kidding. I don't think there's actually sushi in this game, but honestly, I wouldn't put them past it. There are a lot of different options for various things. Like one of the bases I discovered, and yes, there are abandoned bases in this game, which I like that idea. It contained hamburgers. So I raided the fridge and got hamburgers. We're gonna go into the forest. We're gonna go unarmed. So we have enough ammo for a while. It's just whether or not I can get off my shots fast enough that we'll be okay. But we're gonna try to avoid dangers. However, Opera looks like it is going to be in the middle of this forest too. We'll grab things while we're in here as well. Oh, we're standing right on top of it. Anything? It is. Okay. Glad I checked. So we got our drill. And we're gonna just drill straight down because honestly I don't think I'm gonna need all that much, so I'm not gonna have to go down very far. Oh yeah, there it is. Like right on the surface. That's perfect. All these up. And this will probably be a long episode because A, it's the first one, and B, I reset my timer when I stopped and started recording again. So I think I'm probably close to 20 minutes. But I just want to get a little bit more. I was really hoping I could get that motorcycle, but it's going to be a little bit longer than that. There we go. And we'll call that good and head out of here. Done again. Okay, so this is one of the things I wanted to show. These scorpion plants look really dangerous, and so I avoided them for a while. Until I realized they're not dangerous at all. They're alien honey. Which is really interesting to me. That they look alive and like they're gonna sting and kill you. But they're perfectly fine. Another cobalt deposit. We only really need one for now. I also like the collection of auto miners of various sorts I've seen in this. Or something. No, just get noise. I am very excited to leave that forest behind. Stop having a panic attack at every little sound I hear. Find something to eat or drink. Let's go ahead and do that right now, because I've already found space corn. And space corn dogs. What a healthy meal. So we'll just eat that while we're walking. It's also interesting to me that there's not a separate system for eating and drinking, it's just all one and the same. I'm gonna run up here. Also, I don't know how far this remains true, but fall damage doesn't seem to be a thing. I'm not worried about going to my max height and falling. But I think you do get fall damage like if I were to try and jump off of a cliff. So we're gonna avoid doing that still. Come on. Our stone. That looks like the cobalt we're looking for. I also wish when I was constructing things that I could just click and say, like, I want to build a motorcycle, and it would queue up the components for the motorcycle rather than having to be like, oh yeah, well, here's the electronics I need, and then here's the pipes I need, and things like that. So, and it's not a perfect game, but it is a game that I've actually enjoyed a fair amount. Get out of our hole again. And remember, this is not Space Engineers controls. Down. Oh, silicon ore. Cobalt ore. That on. Then bars that we made as well. Copper ore, that's another thing. Copper. There we go. Okay, so we still need... Also put in the things that we made. Okay, so we need electronics. One. Cables. Oh. Right there, and then we need a motor. Which is metal components 2, electronics 1. Cables 3. And that will get us the motorbike construction kit. As soon as we actually build the motor. Motorbike construction kit, and then we're going to build the motorbike itself. And I'll show you that real quick, and then that's where I'm going to call this an episode. Just waiting for this. But one of the things about the motorbikes that I think interesting, even though like this takes bullets and these take fuel, motorbike doesn't seem to. It seems to be just unlimited rides. We're gonna put this down. 5. Place it. And now there's our motorcycle. Get on it. And it only has third person view. Every time I try to go to first person, it resets it. And we can just drive around. So that will make getting everywhere a ton easier. And we can go explore and figure out and hopefully find an abandoned base to get started in and settled. But anyways, I'm Antalous. I'll catch you later.